And for the defense?
Marilyn Bell for the Office of the Georgia Capitol Defenders, Your Honor.
Christian Lamar, and then I can just go on.
All right, and good morning, Mr. Long. Okay, all right, so we're here basically again. I set several days worth of motions, and then we set this several months ago, and in looking at the Odyssey docket, there's nothing that's really been filed, so just trying to kind of get from you all, when do you think that you'll be ready to have the court hear some motions? I've got other fish to fry, as you all know, but I did, in fact, promise you this particular time period to address your issues. So, and I do have the protective order that has been filed. I can cover that in just a minute. But first, tell me where you all are logistically with everything, and is there anything I can do to help you out?
Your Honor, the last time we were in court, the court requested that we touch base, or the sides touch base, and figure out what was going to be happening in August, on the 1st of August, which we did with the state. And I believe on Thursday morning, I did file in Odyssey and got confirmation on the filing. A motion to continue for 3 weeks until about the week of September 18th. We have, I believe, that the issues with the protective order on the grand jury challenge have been ironed out, and that's actually, the state has a copy of what we would agree would be the final agreement on the protective order for us to endorse today, which would have all the data necessary for the grand jury challenge. And our expert is available for that. Expert is available to present on the other 2 evidentiary matters that we would have available for the week of September 18th as well. And so our request, I don't know why it's not showing in Odyssey, because I did get a confirmation of filing a request for the hearing street for the 18th or after. I provided in that motion to the court the reason why I can't do it before the 18th in regards to other matters that have been scheduled.
Okay. Mr. Armstrong?
Yes, Your Honor. The state will be ready subject to the court's calendar. The one thing I would mention is that until they provide us with their particularized motion against the grand jury, we won't be able to prepare our response. So we would need some time after they officially do that. But otherwise, we would be able to go at the court's pleasure. We did receive the motion for continuance on Thursday, and I believe Ms. Bell spoke specifically with Mr. Carlson, and the state does not object to their continuance motion.
Okay. Ms. Bell, do you, in terms of your availability of your experts, do you have some other time as well? I mean, they're are you telling me that they're available starting the 18th? Or do you have some more finite days? And then that was my first question. Second question is, how long do you think your motions will take?
The 18th is due to my availability, that I'm not available before the 18th.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll have you.
After the 18th. So, and not, so if you want to set that week or the week after, they're available throughout September, is at least for the clarification that I got from the experts that we have. So it doesn't have to be that date. And we do believe that with the non-evidentiary hearings and the evidentiary hearings, that that we may be able to do those in about 2.5 days. One moment, may I have 1 moment, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, just to ensure that we have dates available, Mr. Lamar would like to check with the expert regarding the grand jury challenge to see if he has already hearings set for the rest of September. Or if the week of the 18th is available for him. we can check with that. He's on call. He's on alert for us to clarify dates with him. So if we just have him on.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, absolutely. I can recess in place.
Morning,
Yes, sir.
back on the record. I just spoke to Mr. Martin and would apologize when we were trying to figure out when we had dates. We were trying to work it out with the state as well, but our expert in the grand jury is going to be out of the country on the 18th, September 18th. He will be available, he said, on October 20th. So,
On Friday.
we'll be able to do grand jury challenge.
I mean, do you think that would take the better part of the afternoon if I set it for like 1 o'clock on Friday the 20th?
I believe, yes, I think we
If I just heard that motion, just that one.
just heard that one.
On
I
that-
think the
on
afternoon
that-
will be fine, if it runs over, he will be available on that Monday, but, that would be fine. It's okay.
Mr. Armstrong, will that work for you? As well as, will that give you enough time for you to respond to that Tucker motion?
Yes, Your Honor. Based on Rick's challenges that we had last year, I think the afternoon would be sufficient for that purpose. And I think that that's something that could easily be bifurcated away from the rest of the motions if the court was able to hear those at a sooner date. And we would just ask that the particularized motion be filed as soon as possible along with Mr. Martin's exhibits. I don't expect there to be that much that needs to be done in response to that, but depending on the circumstances, it could be we would hire our own expert. But that has not been the case the past couple jury challenges. And so I just wanted to let the court know that if they submit that prior to October, we should be able to meet that deadline.
That's fine, once we get the data from the Fulton County Court, we can get those exhibits. Ms. Mark be able to prepare his exhibits exhibits and we can get them to the state. And also particularize the grand jury.
Okay, I'll go ahead and we'll set that for the grand jury motion specifically for 1 o'clock on Friday, October the 20th. Mr. Anderson, if you would prepare a suitable order and send that to your colleagues across the way, just memorializing our conversation in regards to this in terms of the grand jury challenge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Okay, so what other two motions you have pending? Well, Ms. Bell.
The two evidentiary motions?
Yes, ma'am.
Those would be number 28.
Number 28.
And motion number 27. And those could be, like I said, that availability in September. And then we have the non-evidentiary hearings to address as well.
Okay, in terms of in terms of the evidentiary motions, and that's 27 and 28, how long do you think those will take to be heard?
About a day and a half.
Each or together?
Total.
Okay. Do you concur, Mr. Anderson?
No, Your Honor. Basically, states motions 27 and 28 are to declare the death penalty unconstitutional or unconstitutional based on Mr. Long's age. Those are not ripe until after death penalty sentence is set. And so that's actually a more appropriate thing for a habeas afterwards. That's not an evidentiary hearing that the court really has any jurisdiction to hear, because it could be in this particular case you wouldn't even get a death sentence. And so I've cited in the state's response information such as that in motion 28. This is something for which there needs to be no evidentiary hearing whatsoever.
All right. I'll look at it and we'll come back to that one. What about 27, madam?
I believe that both of those are ripe, and both of those hearings are ripe in the trial stage, because they are both constitutional motions of which this court has the purview to decide constitutional issues in a capital case. As the court is also aware that this is the stage at which we make those objections and that we raise issues in regards to the death penalty so that those are preserved for appeal for our client. There is not any authority that says that these issues must be raised on habeas. In fact, it creates an opportunity for error if our client were to be barred procedurally on habeas because we failed to timely raise something. And for that, I would point the court to Johnson versus State in regards to having been barred for not raising issues that have to deal with the constitutionality of the death penalty and death penalty punishment. And so I do believe that those are appropriate to put into the record now at this stage and provide that information to the court. In fact, the issues in regards to both the Roper and also the constitutionality of the death penalty have both been litigated at trial stages in multiple other cases across the country, and it's been taken up by the U.S. Supreme Court in a claim that was raised pre-trial and went up on review during the trial stage. So I do think that those are appropriate to handle that. And so again, I would say a day and a half to hear the testimony and to take in the evidence on that.
All right. What about your non-evidentiary motions? How long do you think those will take to hear?
Probably about, I would say, half a day to 3/4 of a day tops.
All right, Mr. Anderson, do you concur?
Yes, I agree that that would be the maximum for the 26 non-evidentiary motions. That it would be able to be handled in an afternoon, most likely.
All right, let's see. Thank you. All right, councilors, take a look at your calendars and tell me how the 27th of October looks for you. It's a Friday, starting at 1 o'clock to do the non-evidentiary motions.
Available, as is Mr. LeVar.
That far out, Your Honor, the state is available.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. All right. Any issues with your witness of other? Do you have any limitations? Your witnesses.
For that one too, I do not have any of the limitations, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking to see what I can plug and play. So Cherokee County, I should say the 28th, which is a Thursday, and the 29th, which is a Friday. The 28th would be all day. The 29th would be from 1 to 5, like that afternoon.
Your Honor, are we referring to September?
Yeah, September 20. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. September 28th and September 29th. So September 28th is a Thursday, and September 29th is a Friday. What the court is proposing is the 28th would be all day, starting at 9 o'clock, and or 9:30, I should say, and then the 29th would be from 1 to about 5. I have other business on that Friday morning.
Available, Your Honor.
Okay.
The state is available, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lamar, what about you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so okay, I think we've got our days, at least for the time being, so let me just recap. We'll have evidentiary motions on the 28th and 29th, on the 28th specifically of September, from 9:30 to about 5, with customary breaks for lunch, etc. And on the 29th, that Friday of September, we'll have the other continuation of evidentiary motions should be necessary from 1 to 5. And then Friday, October the 20th, starting at 1 o'clock, we will have evidentiary motion with the expert on the grand jury challenge. And then on October the 27th, the following Friday, we'll have all of our 26 non-evidentiary motions from 1 to 5 p.m. All these hearings will be in courtroom 8F. Mr. Anderson, can you add an additional summation of these particular dates? We'll send out particularized notices, but if you could put that in the order.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry if I missed the 27th. Did you say 1 to 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's for your non-evidentiary motions, your 26 non-evidentiary motions.
And you know, I would just add in terms of the state and the defense, we agree on Mr. Armstrong's proposed protective order.
I was just getting to that.
Okay.
So, and I don't have any issue with it either. And if it's all right with you, counsels, I'll go ahead and sign it right now, and we'll enter it today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And we'll provide a copy of that to be put in the record as well.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
There was a few more motions that the state had filed that I just wanted to draw the court's attention to. There were 4 motions filed at the same day as the motion for continuance that are more normally closer to trial.
And I was going to recommend we probably kind of see where we are, maybe on the 27th of October, and discuss scheduling those motions accordingly.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay, yeah, but just I know you remind me, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Armstrong, but I certainly will keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Anything else, folks?
Nothing for the state, Your Honor.
Anything else on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, then I will see you all. The next date will be September 28th and September 29th, and if things should change, please reach out and we'll see if we can adjust accordingly, okay? All right, we're in recess.